Thought I would have learned like the first 6 people that did that. So, I know what y'all are thinking, that if Beaker from the Muppets were to do a lot of drugs and like to go to raves, this is what he would look like. The funny thing is, though, I think about, like, the whole Beaker thing. The reason he always looked like such a crackhead, I think I would too if my partner in crime, you just walk around like, oh my God, this guy's dealing with all these chemicals and he doesn't have any eyes. What the hell does he even know what he's doing, Do you guys like sports and UFC, stuff like that?
Hell yeah!
Ow! Okay, I was thinking about it, right? You get all these guys out there that are trying to kick the crap out of each other, right? They're all about just like, yeah, I'm going to mess this guy up. Oh, they have that music, right? When they come out, they get all jacked up and they're like, yeah, trying to work themselves up. I guarantee a couple things you will never, ever see in the UFC is a guy coming out to this song. Oh, he's so horny. Oh, he's so horny. Oh, he's so horny. He got me long time. Rubbing his nipples, guys, nothing. Fight me or come out in like a little, Speedo and got like a big old zucchini stuck up. It's like, I'm not fighting that guy. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm not fighting him, man. Punch him, knock him out. I'm not getting on the ground with that guy. Same thing with the NFL, those guys with these big ass arm tats, like, oh, if I'm back, I'm going to jack this guy up. I guarantee you will never see a guy in the NFL with a big armband of all the guys in the Village People naked, holding their boners, like, yeah, I'm a linebacker, like, what league are you with here? I don't know. Maybe I missed that one, whatever. So, I don't know if you guys like to go on vacation at all, but I won a Marble trip here a couple of years ago. Yeah! And the funny thing is, my friend in the audience, Brandon, well, anyway, let me just tell it. So, he had free alcohol, right? And my friends do like to party, so it's a really good combination to have free alcohol. And my friends had a, trip out in Montana. So we're all sitting there having a really good time, like all through the, couple nights, and they didn't make the drinks like that strong until the last night, because what good is it to go somewhere feeling all hungover, like crashing the trees and taking out little kids and stuff? That's doing good. So we're sitting there, and he had like 20-some drinks or whatever it was. He's just blitzed. And I was pretty trashed, right? And I come home a little early. It's like midnight. We're in this really nice hotel. So I'm in bed, and we're on the second story, and these huge bay windows that open up. And I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of like half asleep, sort of just chilling and hanging out. And I hear that unmistakable sound of someone urinating, and it's not going in a bowl. I look up, right? He's up against this huge window with no balcony. It's just straight off. Like, if he falls out, he's going to crack his, egg-ass head open. And he's sitting there. He's got his hand on the thing, and he's going... I'm already drunk enough myself, and I'm tired, and I'm like, I do not want to deal with this right now. So he, stumbles off to bed. And I get up and look, and I got to go up and see what, refugees cause. And he's pierced all the way down like this, side of the thing, and there's all this stuff down there. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. So I move it in a nice little semicircle away to the point where it's not getting wet. He wakes up, and he can tell me, he's like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I didn't think you piss on yourself. That was like you right, huh? So that's why you always have to make sure that if you ever hang out with your friends and you're doing something, there's always one person sober enough to remember and actually give account for what actually happened. Because finding out what you do the next day on someone else's MySpace isn't quite as fun unless you're actually there to witness it yourself. So whatever that's worth, but yeah, I've got some pretty crazy friends though. One of my friends had a little too much to drink and ingest and smoke and whatever, and he's sitting there, gets in his car, and he's trying to make absolutely sure that he doesn't get pulled over, right? So So he's concentrating really hard. He's sitting down, like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and he's driving along, and the cop pulls him over. He's like, God, trying to play it off and doing his own thing. Cop comes up to the window and he's like, so, I pulled you over? And he's like, I don't know, was I swerving, or, what was going on? I don't see what the problem was. The cop looks down and goes, do you really think it's a good idea to do 10 miles an hour on the freeway? He's like, oh, I guess not. So, that kind of didn't go very well, and he spent the night in town or whatever. But I guess I've never done 10 miles an hour on the freeway before, so I wouldn't be able to relate to that, but that's kind of his own thing. So, I don't know if you guys read this or not, but some consortium, some group, came up and found that broccoli has an IQ of 10. I don't know, how they determine this, if they just kind of come up and, ask you questions, or, how do you determine that broccoli has an IQ of 10? Are you broccoli, yes or no? And they just kind of, how does that work? You sit there and, ask little questions, play your little pie chart, and, are you good in bed? I don't know. If you answer a question that's at least 3 IQ points, even if it's a wrong answer, I don't know what they determine with that. So, yeah, wow, my mind just totally drew a blank. I guess it's all those illicit chemicals.
What does a blank look like?
I don't even know where you're going with that one, but yeah, I'll just take that at face value. So, yeah, what am I trying to say here? Give me a second, and I'll see if my little train can roll along and come up with some good stuff. But, wow. Well, actually, since I can't think of anything else to say, and I'm totally drawing a blank, I'm just going to call it quits and introduce the next guy coming up. Give a big hand for Julian. So he's our next guy. Thanks a lot, guys.